Well, today I have a special guest. She and I attended high school together, and also she is now co-owner of Art and Soul Gallery and Boutique. Her name, Jamese Newsome-Williams. Hi, Jamese. How are you?
Hi, Latoya. Thank you for having me. I'm great.
Awesome. So before we get into the art gallery, what did you want to be when you were little?
So I actually started off wanting to be an architect. Thought of designing and building my very own home was really exciting for me. In seventh grade, I had decided that was my ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. And then I found out how much math was involved. So that kind of rerouted things for me. Art has always been a passion of mine since childhood anyway. Mm-hmm. So then somehow it got turned around to fashion design, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to embrace art in general. So while at Girls High, I actually majored in art during my senior year, and that led to art school.
Wow. Okay. I like that journey, how that went. You figured out quick. Oh, we're going to have to reroute this. Also, I remember some of your pieces. They were gorgeous. And to recognize that and see that gift as early as you did, I think that's phenomenal. Some people don't learn that. They have to wait till afterwards, after high school. So that was a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yes. Take me on the journey now. So now you graduated high school, you're on your way to college, you finished college, and now I'm sure there was a lot of changes and different things that happened on the way to creating the art gallery.
So, funny thing is, even before high school, I was reminded by my mother how I would come home. I guess maybe kindergarten through second grade, and I would come home and try to teach my siblings what I had learned during the day. So according to her, I was exhibiting my talents as a teacher.
Oh.
So after art school, I actually stayed for a fifth year and got my teaching certification. So I've been teaching for about 12 years. I guess the latter part of that, I didn't really see myself being a principal or much of an administrator, because it was just I wanted to do something outside of the traditional classroom. So back in 2010, I had met my partner, Tiffany Murphy, while we were both at a charter school here in West Philadelphia. And we had stayed in contact for the next several years. She had her own textiles company. She sells, she's actually the owner of Soulful Buttons. So she sells African-inspired accessories and clothing and things like that. And lately I had been wondering what my life would be like if I owned an art gallery, because I've always, like I said, loved art. I've always liked creating opportunities for children and young people to express themselves and exhibit it to a wide, range of people, a wide audience. So we had talked about going into business together, and we talked about having this space where people could have this unique shopping experience. Not only would they come and they would browse Tiffany's items and things, but they could also be in a gallery setting. So that's what brought that about. So May of 2019, we started getting the paperwork together, and by July, we were open. So we are at 5912 Haverford Avenue, Art and Soul Gallery and Boutique. And when you walk into the space, art covers all the walls. It's 2 rooms. So when you first walk in, of course, you see the art hanging and things like that, but you also see our clothing and our jewelry and our other offerings. They're all displayed throughout the store. We also offer books, and we also offer music.
Oh.
So, yep. We're trying to position ourselves to be that unique go-to spot, mm-hmm. where you can only find that that really unique item, that really rare item. We're really intentional in how we curate our items. So we're careful not to have, those things that you can just walk in any other place and you just grab off the rack. We want to be that oasis in West Philadelphia, that cultural oasis. We're trying to bring culture back into the community.
Oh, I love that. And truly standing by the title boutique, because that's where you go. When you hear the word boutique, that's something different. And to have a variety of things, not just art, but art in form of music, in the form of jewelry. Oh, that is beautiful. And
yeah, so we have I think they've been sold by now, but we've had Miles Davis records. We have actually a small collection of African American literature. What else we have? Head wraps and bonnets with, of course, the signature African print and card print. We have straw fans. We have actually fans that are made with leather.
Oh.
What else? We have a collaboration with Philadelphia Printworks. So we offer T-shirts and sweatshirts. And we also carry bath and beauty products by a company called Zerush. That's Zuresh.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize all of this. I really didn't. I just noticed that amongst this pandemic that you also had an article recently. And was that in the Enquirer?
Yes. We were featured in the Enquirer as one of the places where you could go to get face masks. So that was our response to COVID-19. And we were really in a precarious position because, like I stated before, we had just opened in July. So this coming July, it'll be just a year. And Tiffany and I were wondering why, we had to close our storefront. We couldn't, according to the state order, we could not go in and have the public come in. But the thing is that Tiffany got the bright idea. She was always seamstress anyway. Mm-hmm. So she took the fabric that she had in her home, and she immediately started creating the masks. And they were a huge hit. They still are. So for a while we were offering them on Instagram, and then it shifted over to the website. So now they can be found on the website.
Oh, what's the website?
So the website is artandsoul.bigcommerce. The link is actually on our FB page.
Okay.
It's right there.
Okay.
Yeah, even with running the business, we're finding our individual strengths. So Tiffany's really good with the logistics side or the technological side. So she handles the transactions and things like that, and I pretty much style the mannequins in the store. I handle the shipping and things like that. So we complement each other in how we run the business.
That is so key. I think sometimes people who don't realize what it takes to partner with someone, especially to go in business. It's one thing in a relationship, but it's separate when it's business. There's money concerns. There is the vision for the project at hand. And so far, it's just under a year. So the relationship there, it seems like it's working very well.
It is. And the thing is, we've been extremely blessed to still be in business because there are a number of establishments that have been in business longer than us, and they're closing. That's according to so many different variables and things like that. But because it's a small operation, it's just the two of us, and we basically had 9 to 5 incomes outside the business, so we're able to sustain ourselves. But it's just the icing on the cake with the website and the Instagram order. So we've been really, really blessed to still be around and still be operating.
Definitely, for sure. And then also, even the information that you put on social media, and that's opening my eyes, because as far as art is concerned, what I didn't find in maybe a department store, that was as close as I would get. So just looking at your post, I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting a little bit of an education. So I think that is awesome.
As popular as our grab and go items like the clothing and the books and the other things that we offer, another thing we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage the community, not just the people who come in from other neighborhoods, but the community that we're in. We're trying to advocate not necessarily collecting Black art, because some people may not be in a financial position to do that, but at least a basic appreciation for, especially for local artists of color. Lots of times, as in the African American community, we're taught that art is so expensive and art is inaccessible. We can't go to museums because we can't afford them, and that's just not true. So we figure one of the great things about the gallery is that it's right there in the neighborhood. It's 100% accessible. You can come in, you can actually buy a piece of art and take it out of the shop with you, because most of our pieces are, they range between $100 to $200, which is a mere fraction of what you'll pay at a gallery in Old City or so forth and so on. And we've been blessed enough to have my husband be a feature artist in the gallery. So we've had his pieces for quite some time. It's been, to be honest, it's been difficult to schedule other artists because of the pandemic going on.
Right.
We were able to have him host a show. We actually have our artists in for 60-day rotations, and he was our first artist. And then we had another young lady, Mona Morton. She is a professor at the University of Arts and Graphic Design, but she's also an artist in her own right. And she hosted a show in, I think, September and October, which was really successful. So when artists come in, they're able to interview with us. They're able to sell their work. They're also able to offer any other things that are a little bit more price-friendly to our clients. So actually, Mona had prints available. But any other artist who's looking to exhibit with us, if they have like a line of clothing or if they have a line of jewelry, they're also welcome to place that in the shop for that time period.
That's great. I love it. And you're servicing the community. You're giving an education, still teaching. I love it. And like I said, you're even educating me, and I haven't been to the gallery yet. But just looking through your posts, it's definitely like on my to-do list. I was like, okay, soon as the weather changed, this was me over the winter. Soon as the weather changed, I'm going to take a trip and go to the shop.
That seems to be the response now. And like I said, Tiffany and I play to each other's strengths. So oftentimes I will style something. I'll take the pictures. I'll send them to her. And because she's more IG savvy than I am, she'll spin those stories, and she'll, put her PR magic on it, so to speak.
Yes.
So she handles her, and a friend of mine, Dawn Hightower, she's also our social media specialist. So they handle. I just take the pics, I send them over, or I find the links for the resources, and they put their touch on it, and then it's good to go from there.
That is awesome. Well, that's working. Let me tell you, it's working, because it got me intrigued. That's why I said, well, let me reach out, because I definitely wanted to talk to you. And like I said, I'm definitely going to come through. And I was hoping that everything is still working out because of this pandemic. And are you able to how are you getting the mask out? You're shipping them out online,
so
right?
What happens is that when we first started with the masks, people would DM their orders to Tiffany, because she pretty much mans our Artful IG page. So she would get the information, the payment would be made, and either she would, if the shipment wasn't too heavy, she would do it. And then we eventually started to collaborate on shipping. So now when we get website orders and things like that, like I said, either it'll, I know she was doing same-day delivery. On certain instances, we were running a special for like Mother's Day. If you order like over a certain amount, we would do same-day delivery. So, which is pretty nice because we're in a position where we can offer that kind of service, same-day delivery or same-day shipping. So, because we keep in mind that we want to keep our customers coming back. So, right. Customer service is I'm sorry about the honking in the background. There must be some kind of drive-by.
Oh, okay.
Celebration.
Oh, the parades, right? Of
course. So let me change rooms. As I was saying, so like I said, it's kind of nice that we're all able to offer like that local same-day shipping or same-day delivery. So yeah, even with the pandemic going on, even though we're not able to open up to the public, we can just pop in, get your merchandise, and ship it right out to you the next day.
That is awesome, and I'm glad you're able to quick step and stay with the times and still keep afloat. That's awesome, and especially as a new business owner, you want to stay in business.
Exactly, and that's how you build your reputation. That's how you build your client base. So every order that comes in, there's a shipping confirmation that goes out. And then once the post office trip's been made, the order confirmation goes out too, so that way you'll have some kind of estimate, some kind of idea of when your product will arrive.
Okay, this is awesome. I was going to ask what obstacles did you encounter, but the pandemic was huge, and you still managed to find out.
Still managed to hurdle over it, and it's, like I said, it's been a blessing, but I also think it's because as women, especially as African American women, we always find a way to get the job done. Whether or not it's professionally, whether or not it's within the family, the household, just always find a way to get it done, despite the obstacles and despite the challenges.
That's part of that black girl magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, Jamese, what homework would you give to a new artist who was trying to well, you did mention if they wanted to partner with you, they could submit through what, DMs, through IG or Facebook?
So if an artist wanted to exhibit with us, they would actually be able to contact us through email, whether or not they got it from Instagram or Facebook, or if they were personal contacts through either myself. I know I have a lot of friends from art school, and Tiffany has, people that she has connections with that are artistic. So some way, you get in contact, you make the initial contact, and then you come into the gallery with your work, and there's a portfolio review, and we discuss the terms because there is a contract and there's paperwork to complete before the show gets hung. But as an artist that is just starting out and wants to exhibit, just build your portfolio, have a wide range of work. Specifically for our space, we're only really able to accommodate two-dimensional work, so that's paintings, that's drawings, things that can be hung. Because our space is limited, we're not really in a position to host sculpture and really big three-dimensional pieces of a certain size. Mm-hmm. So, if you were an artist, just have your portfolio ready. It would help if you had a following, a social media following, so that way when you have your opening or closing reception, it will be well attended. Have an artist statement. Have like a short paragraph on why you create your work and what got you started and what you hope to achieve with your exhibition. And so I guess just visit museums and galleries as often as you can, because that's what informs your technique and your style. Not to say that you go, to the Barnes Foundation, you go to PMA, and you look at these old masters that have come before you and just copy what they've done. That's not what being an artist is about. It's about looking at past traditions and, trying to adopt and adapt what has come before you to make it your own.
Okay, got it. You just gave a lot of information. So, For you artists out here,
I feel like I was rambling. But.
No. So for you artists out here, if you had an issue with social media, that is your best friend right now. You know, you want people to see your work. You want people to get to know your work. And definitely, just like Jamese said, when it's time for you to have your opening, you want a nice turnout. So you want people, and not just, mom and them. You want, because it seems like sometimes family just won't purchase. They'll be like, oh, okay, you can just make that for me. But if you just explore and open up, so you'll get to know more people get to see you, and they want to come physically see you once we're able to, and then they can come venture out to the Art and Soul Gallery and check out your work and be featured. I love it.
And it'll change, the perception that we have as a people, like art is so expensive and you can't afford it. And the thing is that these same people will go out and wait in line for these $1,000 phones and $100 pair of sneakers, but buy a painting. Buy a piece of art. That's something that you want to have for a lifetime. And see, the thing is, when you look at a piece of art, I truly believe that when it strikes you, when it hits you, it's like that connection is there.
Yes.
And it's hard to describe. Like being an artist, it really is hard to describe that. When you visit a museum, when you visit a gallery, and you're looking around and you finally find that piece of art that just stops you in your tracks, and you just have to endure it, and you become one with it. Which is why I hate going to museums when it's like really crowded, when it's free museums. I hate to say it, I hate those days because there's too many people around, and you really can't connect with the art like you want to.
Right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I do understand that. I just purchased a piece that I saw online. I just was scrolling through, and it hit me. It really did, to the point that I painted my wall to complement the painting. So when I hung it, and that's in my office. So I'm in my office now, and anytime people call me now, like, you in your office? Yes, because of that painting. So I understand. Truly I do. And then, when you really take the time to upgrade your home, a painting can do wonders. And when you want to sit down, sometimes you can meditate by just watching and looking at that painting, whether you just follow the lines if it's abstract or if it's a lot going on. And I also teach meditation, and sometimes I'll focus on a painting and say, what does that painting do for you? Mindfulness, sit and focus, even pay attention to the lines, so that if you just focus on one thing, that trains your mind to just be still, just focus on one thing instead of all over the place. So it's so many things that art can do. There's such things as art therapy. There's so many things that are beautiful that can come from a painting that a person can do just by what you said, purchasing that piece that resonates with them. And you and your partner are offering that experience. So I think that is beautiful. And also,
it works the same way music does.
Yes.
Got that certain song that does it for you. Like after a hard day at work, you get in your car, and of course people don't listen to CDs anymore, but whatever it is, the streaming service, like you put on that song, and it's just like all the stress of the day melts away.
Yes.
Because of that song. And artwork can do that.
Yes. It's so necessary, especially at a time like now when people are stressed, when you need to just unwind.
Yes. And the thing is, with people spending a lot more time in their homes, they're looking around like, you know what, I've ignored this space for so long. What can I do to improve it? What can I do because I'm going to be spending a lot more time here. I have been spending a lot more time here. So how can I beautify it? How can I renovate it?
Yes.
And, what can I do? So we look to artwork.
Yes. Matter of fact, look to Art and Soul Gallery and Boutique. How about that?
And these are pieces that you won't find at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. These are pieces that was created that work. It's not necessarily a machine or anything like. anytime you're buying a piece of art, you're buying someone's time, you're buying someone's their energy, their effort. So much goes into making a piece of art. And when you buy that from an artist, it means a lot.
Yes, it does.
You're supporting a dream, you're supporting a culture.
Yes. And then people can continue to work and keep producing great pieces. Oh, this is awesome. So, Jamese, what's your mantra? What gets you through the day?
Up until now, I never really thought I had a mantra. I think whatever it is, for me, whatever it is your hands find to do it with passion, do it with love, and do it with meaning. And make sure not only that you're contributing to someone's life or you're contributing to society. Make sure whatever it is you're doing is feeding you. Make sure it's feeding your soul, feeding your creativity, feeding your passion. So just don't give everything that you have to the world. Make sure you're giving something back to yourself.
I love it. That is beautiful. And on that note, how can our listeners reach you again?
So our email address is Art and Soul. We don't use the symbol. It's ARTANDSOULPHL. So artandsoul@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram, Art and Soul 215. Facebook, Art and Soul. Our number is 215-660-3175. And our physical address is 5912 Haverford Avenue. And as I stated before, we are close to the public, but being as though we're the owners and we have the final say, we offer private shopping appointments, especially during this time. So if you see something on Instagram and you want to take a closer look in person before you go ahead and purchase, or if you see something on our website, also, and our website is also listed on Instagram in our bio and Facebook. So if you actually want to come in during this time before we are able to officially reopen, you can actually, set up an appointment for you. We'll have hand sanitizer and everything, just as long as you're masked. You come in, you look, and you make your purchase if you want right there, or you purchase online. You can pick up curbside. We are flexible and we are accommodating. So you can come in and pick out what you want, or you can shop online at home. What else am I forgetting? Oh, we also are an event space. So
nice.
You are looking, So we actually just had a reading with, not just have, but before everything started to go crazy, we had a private reading with Mr. Man Frisbee back in February. We also had a political fundraiser, and we had a young professionals networking event also. So we are available if you want to do a demonstration, a book reading, a small party, things like that.
That is awesome. Once again, being a pillar in the community. I appreciate you, Jamese. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Yes.